Hey gang, I've just dug out my Nintendo collection. I can't find the controllers, so I can't play them, but I will go through them with you. Mike Tyson's Punchout, a great game where you get to beat up stereotypes and eventually have a match with a pre-Maori tattooed Tyson. Not too easy, not too impossible, just right. So when you finally beat Iron Mike, it feels like an accomplishment, even though it obviously is not. Double Dragon, a game I bought so early that I figured the box was garbage. You get stuff in a box and you throw away the box, what? And you know, if they had released a crappy movie version when I got this game in 1989, I would have been in heaven. But instead they wait until 1994. They should have waited a few more years and it could have profited from the nostalgia. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, another eBay buy of a game I'd only rented as a kid. I didn't exactly love this game, but I loved seeing the comic book designs for the turtles, and in fact, though they have different colors in the game, they all have the red masks on the box art. Turtles 2 had more of the Archie designs, and though that game was actually much more fun, it didn't feel as cool. Why I didn't buy Turtles 2 off of eBay, I don't know. It must have been out of my cheapskate price range. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, another eBay rebuy. The best part about this game is the freedom you have. It makes it frustrating too, because you have no real direction on how to find stuff. But you can just drive around, punch people in the face, avoid the cops. It was the Grand Theft Auto of its time. Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet, which all came with our system, as did the oversized Power Pad, which was fun only after we'd opened it on Christmas morning, and only for about 5 seconds. Duck Hunt is tons of fun to play, and it's fun to say really fast, but I wanted a badass shooting game and could never find one to rent. And would it be so awful to be able to shoot that snickering dog? Give me something. And what can I say about Super Mario Brothers that hasn't already been said? Seriously. I remember the day I discovered my first warp zone. I was stuck on a conveyor belt. Shut up. Dick Tracy. You drive around and look for clues while wearing a trench coat, sort of a poor man's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Plus, I don't think they had the rights to use Madonna's likeness, because her hair's not even like that in the movie, but her boobs are like that. Jim Henson's Muppet Adventure #1. There was not a #2. As with a lot of licensed character games, it's just bland filler that you only get because you know the character and they're heavily discounted. Blades of Steel. What a great game. Even better with 2 players. 1 player's fine, but 2 players is better. And it's much better than playing real hockey, though you still might want to hit the showers afterwards because it gets pretty tense. This is one I got off eBay, and I didn't originally have it as a kid. It just seems like we did because we rented it so much. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I've actually never played this game. I got it off eBay with a dead battery and figured, well, I'll play it when I replace the battery, and I never did. Prince of Persia, another eBay one that I played for maybe 5 minutes. Seems like one of those games that you have to gradually learn the subtleties of, which is not the best possible game for a guy who just wants to blow away the Duck Hunt dog. Friday the 13th, which is legitimately scary almost. Jason shows up at random with a musical sting and it really keeps you on your toes. And when you're in the cabins with Jason, it's almost like a third-person shooter, except instead of using an awesome gun, you're hucking rocks or something. Super Team Game is a really lousy game for the Power Pad. In all the races, you move left to right instead of being a third-person point of view like it is with World Class Track Meet. So it's actually a crappier game than the one that came with the Power Pad. But as you can see, there's the remnants of a discount Toys R Us sticker, so it probably costs like $5. Super Mario Brothers 2. Never has picking and flinging turnips been so much fun. Plus, the designs on all the enemies are so great, like the Shy Guys and so forth. The Uncanny X-men, which eats. It's one of those 2-player games where you have to drag around the extra character if you're playing alone. It's a blessing when the other character dies because it keeps getting lodged behind doorways you gotta go through. Really awful game. Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. I got this because I was buying anything I could afford having to do with Bugs Bunny's 50th birthday. It's not great, sort of a poor man's Super Mario 2, except that you get to bludgeon enemies with a mallet. Swamp Thing, where the game mechanics are so crappy, you think your controller's the problem. It's awful, but I'm glad I got it when I did. I got it off eBay before the prices skyrocketed. Even instruction-free, boxless games go for like $75. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which is a darn good game, but they didn't have the rights to use anyone's likeness from the movie. So it follows the story of the movie, and these images of characters come up when you talk to them, and they're photographic style images, but it's just some guy. So Robin Hood looks kind of like a dopey, beady-eyed British dude. Hello, I would die for you. Anticipation, another eBay rebuy. Nintendo's first video board game. It's like Connect the Dots and Pictionary, but you don't get to draw. And look at these douche douches on a sticker. Here, lean on the guy with a controller like a douche. And even though I actually don't like this game, I sold it for like $2 in a very bad deal that I'm still bitter about, but I think I rebought it for $2, so it all worked out in the end. Videomation, not a game, thanks for the warning. A drawing and animation system, which is not true. You only have like very basic drawing tools. It's way more MS Paint than Mario Paint, and the only animations are lame little GIF style things that stink. You can't animate your own drawing, and you obviously can't save anything unless you've recorded on a VHS. And drawing with a controller is so frustrating that immediately I was like, F it, I'll just use a pencil. Ghostbusters 2, generic bad movie tie-in games at their crappiest. But at least you get to feel like a real Ghostbuster by using the proton pack. Oh wait, you don't get a proton pack. You use a slime shooter. And there are driving levels of the game, but the best tactic is to drive as slow as possible. It stinks. Here's Zeppelin in through the outdoor. No wait, this is an 8-track. Dr. Mario. Now, we all know Mario's no doctor, but since he's a plumber, I think he's attacking the diarrhea where it begins. Double Dragon 3. A great one, though instead of just powering up your character as you go along, you start playing as different characters. You beat them and then you fight with them like Pokemon. It's fine, but you gotta learn a whole new character. And I never got Double Dragon 2 because a pal of mine had it and we regularly traded games, and Double Dragon 2 was the only game he had that was worth trading, so it was as good as owning it. Super Mario 3. I almost fast forwarded through the movie The Wizard just to see the Mario 3 gameplay, but I stuck with it for some reason. And finally, Tiny Toon Adventures, a great game with great character designs. It came out in 1991, which means it was probably the last Nintendo game we got. After that, the Sega Genesis came into our lives. It was the end of an era. But hey, if you want to see my Sega Genesis games, leave a comment down below. Be sure to like, and also subscribe. The notifications will give me something to do, because I can't fill time by playing these games because I don't have the controllers.